about that time. Assemble and talk. No cap. It's a civil war. You thinking you worthy. You feeling like door. Smash that like button like Hawk, yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We here. Another segment, week 23. Trying to get this whole going on live thing down packed, so excuse the technical difficulties. In the meantime, smash that like button, and subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you get every video. Alright. Got the bro JJ calling in. Oh, alright, send it again then, bro. We can get it popping this time. Nah, not yet, Ant. Bro, you slipping. You supposed to send that right when you supposed to see that right when I sent that, bro. I know you in the crib. Nah, this shit mad good though, bro. Dude. Alright, I got you right now, bro. Alright. Yeah, I hear you now. What's good, bro?
Yo, is the TV too loud?
Nah, I don't even hear it.
Okay, cool. So, I'm gonna let you do the introduction here.
Alright, I'm gonna do a new introduction. I'll do a new one. Alright, welcome back, everybody. Assemble time, all the time, right on time. We here, week 23 of the podcast. You know, we started like in, I believe in September or August, one of those, but we in week 23, so we here. Let's get right into it. What you thought about Spider-Man?
I got two opinions. Like, I thought it was the greatest crossover movie I've ever seen. But I thought it was above average superhero like movie in general.
Oh, okay.
So I thought there was like a little some plot holes here and there that really didn't make sense.
Okay.
I felt like people died that didn't need to die. Spoilers.
Yeah.
So spoilers, if you already made it to this part, you don't want no spoilers, just...
Yeah, click out. Yeah, we're gonna talk about spoilers from here on out.
Yeah.
So you talking about 3, 2, 1, the spoiler is Aunt May, right?
Yeah. I feel like she didn't need to die.
Oh, okay.
I won't hold you. I feel like she didn't need to die. I also thought that, so... I thought that it was more like, why didn't you, like, all that stuff is unnecessary to happen because I understand that, you know, Peter Parker wanted to do the right thing, wanted to do what he had to do, yada, yada, yada. But what didn't make sense to me as I was watching was that he was saying, like, he wants to cure everybody, but if you want to cure everybody, Doctor Strange said that it's going to set them to the exact moment that they die.
Yeah, so...
And that's their fate.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I caught that too, and to me, that's I'm like, damn, that was one of the things. I'm like, it don't make sense. That was the only thing that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, if he told you, regardless what happens, that's their fate, and you trying to tell them, what if we could change their fate by curing them? That didn't make sense to me. But
that didn't make sense to me either. Also, what didn't make sense to me is that, yo, what's up, JD? If you didn't watch the movie, tap out, because I know we were supposed to see it, but you didn't, like, you couldn't make it. So tap out.
nah, we're talking about spoilers. Talking about spoilers here.
So the Toby that came was from the future, right?
Yeah. It was like if time continued what he was doing this whole time, right? Basically.
Yeah. So this is a Toby past Spider-Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then he saw the Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, and then he saw the Green Goblin from Spider-Man 1. So that just didn't make sense to me. And then, you know, so it was a little like the timelines.
Little plot holes. It got a little messy, but
yeah,
it's easily to overlook that and to forget about it too, because the way it's put together,
exactly.
the way it's put together so good that it's easily that you can just forget about that. Like, and you know, there's no dull parts really. I say the only dull part is like the first 10 minutes, literally.
I think so the thing is even with Electro, when he thought Spider-Man was black,
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I thought he was black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I thought you knew who Peter Parker was. How you even here?
Nah, he never found out though in his movie. He never seen Andrew with the mask off.
Yeah, so then Doctor Strange said, only people who know who Peter Parker is coming through.
Wow.
So that was like another thing where I was like, huh?
Yo,
like,
wow, I didn't even peep that. That's a big ass plot hole.
So aside from that, like when you in the middle of it, you don't really notice.
I never noticed that. That's a good one. Yeah, that's
and then other than that, I thought it was good.
So
The biggest Easter egg I saw for like me as a fan was when the sky ripped open and you get to see
the silhouettes.
Doppelganger.
Oh, Doppelganger is the one with all the arms.
Yeah, you see his silhouette
Well,
inside.
for those of you who don't know, Doppelganger is Spider-Man when he turns basically not into the full-blown spider, but when he looks like Spider-Man still, but he got like multiple arms. Like he kind of his face like a spider though, but he's not like the one that looks like full-blown spider. But yeah, go ahead.
So I got hyped when I saw that, honestly, because Doppelganger is one of my favorite villains. And I thought that was cool. I like Matt Murdock reveal. You already know your boy was hype.
Yo, Matt Murdock reveal was awesome, especially when he caught the flying rock brick coming from the window.
Oh yeah, I was dying.
How you do that?
I'm
I'm a really good lawyer. That was good.
Yeah.
I like that.
But I also thought Ant-Man didn't need to die.
I think so, because the way they're taking Spider-Man from here on out. Now he's really going to the whole, like, this was his Uncle Ben. I was mentioning that earlier on the last segment. This was his Uncle Ben, the MCU's Uncle Ben, basically. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it was necessary.
You know what I thought what was like a wasted opportunity in that movie was that I don't think Aunt May should have said with great power comes great responsibility.
Okay.
I think Tobey Maguire should have told it.
Yo, I heard that actually that was the original part. That was the way it was supposed to go. But then last minute shit, they changed that part and it was like, let's give it to Aunt May. So it could be more like, you know. But
I don't think so, because it would have meant more.
Yeah.
If that was traveling across the multiverse.
Yeah, just hearing it from the original source, it hits harder.
Yeah, from one Uncle Ben to another, to like, because in that moment when they were talking, I thought he was gonna say it again to him, but that would have been corny if they said it twice. But it reminded me of Flashpoint when Batman's father writes the note and gives it to Flash to take it back to his son through the different multiverses.
I see what you mean. So it's like it transcends.
Yeah, so I thought that would have been like what the fuck? I thought that would have been. Skip this. I thought that would have been like a better
way to go about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to ask you. So how surprised were you when Andrew and Tobey showed up? Because I know you thought they weren't going to be in it.
I was very surprised because I didn't think that they were gonna
actually do it. I remember you said it.
Yeah. I didn't think that Sony would let them use their source. I thought that was something that they would want to keep for themselves.
Nah, but you know why do I think they did that? Because Sony considers the Tom Holland movies as their movies. Even though they're shot by the MCU, Marvel Studios, they consider them their movies. I guess his call failed. We'll get him back in. Or anybody else seen Spider-Man, want to talk about it? Call in. We live. We on YouTube also at Assemble Time. On Instagram at our other page at Assemble Time. It's all good. Call back in, bro.
But yeah, so what were you saying?
Oh, I forgot what was that last. Sony feels like they considered it this, and I actually seen the red carpet interview, a small interview, brief, with one of their top people. It was a white guy. I didn't know his name though, but because usually I'm familiar with Amy Pascal, but It was some guy, and he was basically saying like the way their contract works between Sony and Marvel is that we lend y'all one of our characters to put in y'all movies, then y'all lend us one of y'all characters to put in, vice versa, basically. So the way he said it, he mentioned, so he actually said, see how like Doctor Strange was in this one, that counts for they lend, so now we have to lend one back. Literally. If I can find it, I'll tag you in Joe. I'll even put it up here on the screen. But
yeah, I was thinking that I was surprised that I didn't see Venom, and I like obviously we saw Venom, but he wasn't really in it.
yeah.
Like he was fake there.
I was saying it earlier. I didn't like the end credit scene for Venom. It could have been better.
Yeah. It would have been better if he would have teamed up with them and they would have fought, but
I just rather another end credit scene, honestly speaking. Y'all can show that in the next movie, Yeah, they need the. I get it, but we already. I don't know.
I think that I like the. So I saw that Jared Leto was at the premiere of the Spider-Verse.
Me too, and I thought that was a spoiler when I seen it on IG Explore page, but I'm like, damn, he in the movie. I shouldn't have even been on IG. I told myself, but when I watched the movie, he wasn't in it. I was like, oh, he was just supporting it. All right, cool.
Nah, I think that's a spoiler. I think that's a spoiler within itself because he might be there in the future because we already know.
Oh no, yeah, that's for sure though. But that's a given. That's a given.
Because they doing a movie for Craven.
Yeah.
They doing a movie for
I heard the Sinister Six. They doing a movie for them. I heard.
Yeah.
But Craven's confirmed. Venom 3 is confirmed.
Yeah, Venom, Craven, Silk.
Silk. Word. I think Spider-Woman, the one that's being produced by Olivia Wilde, is producing that movie for them.
Jessica Drew, the Spanish chick.
Yeah.
They all.
Yeah, they building their world over there in the Sony Spider-Verse. So they're gonna.
That's why I don't understand like what's gonna happen with Tom Holland. Is he gonna appear in the Sony one? Like I don't know. It seems interesting.
It does seem interesting. I mean, it's only right though. Just on the fact that Kevin Feige said before, like that he's the only superhero that could cross between universes, cinematic universes, something like that. Like, yeah, I know. He just said that as a cop out because when we got to see him in the other thing, I don't have to explain it too much. It's a cop out.
I'm wondering if we're gonna see more of Andrew and Toby. Like that's the big question.
I was seeing that earlier on YouTube. People talking about it, like the bigger channels and stuff, and they were saying that there's been rumors. So now it seems more likely that they are, being how good they did in their roles, especially Andrew. But I don't know. I the way it ended, I don't see it happening unless it's like another Spider-Verse movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like if that's.
They could use him in the Sonyverse.
Yeah, they could just easily say that, like he's in either the Morbius that takes place in his universe or Venom takes place in one of their universes. They could easily say that, like.
Yeah, but I think like since it was such like a big reaction to see them return, it'd be ridiculous just to do it again, right?
Yeah.
That's enough. We're not using them again.
They did too good. It seemed too natural for it being the first time. Like it seemed like they were supposed to been do it, and. I'll say one thing. Andrew looked like he didn't miss a beat in that suit.
No, he looked good.
Yeah.
They both looked good.
Yeah. Toby for his older look, he looked good too. But Andrew looked like, wow, like you look like you still supposed to be playing Spider-Man, like, bro.
Yeah, it looked like they really took him from where he was supposed to be at. They like picked him up and brought him off from like 10 years ago. So he aged really well. Obviously, and Tobey Maguire 20 years ago, essentially. So I mean, what could you
expect? I didn't want them to de-age him anyway. I wanted him to look, how he looked. That was better to me. That the way they talked about everything that happened, not everything. They briefly was like, oh, I got me and this girl worked it out. My MJ, right? Shit like that. Like, I like that. It gives you a little glimpse into their worlds. Like what happened post.
But yeah, I like that. But for me, they let
Who knows, right? He could like look. There's so much opportunity now that they're building their world, and now that we got them back on screen, so we know they're willing to come back. For it's not far fetched now. It's good. I would like to see them too, even if they say they was doing like Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 4.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they'll give them their own movies, but I mean.
Yeah, it'll be too confusing. It'll be too confusing. But to have them pop up in their villains movies, I think would be no brainer.
Or maybe the Sinister Six comes back.
Yeah, in their movie, if anything.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's cool. Also, what did you think of the symbiote at the end when he left the little drop?
I mean, I thought look, I'm fond of the idea of Tom Holland getting the symbiote, right? That's to me, I'm fond of that. I can't wait to see that. That's his next step. I think that's gonna be Spider-Man 4. But I wasn't big on the end credit scene, like I said. Like, it could have been done in a better way to me. Seeing them just leave a little blob left over, it didn't hit for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I like this guy. What's his name? Tom Hardy. I like him as Eddie Brock and stuff and Venom. So the fact that it seems now like he's not going to be a part of that when Tom Holland Spider-Man fights him, I don't know. It's weird.
Nah, I think he's gonna come into the MCU. One, I don't know. I mean, it would be stupid not to put him in there, But for me, I think somebody's gonna get the symbiote, but it's just not gonna be what's this dude?
Eddie Brock.
No, it's not gonna be
Flash.
Tom Holland.
Oh, Tom Holland.
Maybe it could be Flash.
Nah, cause the person I was talking to earlier on live, my boy Dre, sorry, he said that he was like, "Yo, you think it could be Flash Thompson?" I guess he got the yellow hair now and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but I don't like him. I don't like him as Flash. Like he don't give me bully vibes. That's a big deal to me.
Yep. But he don't. But how would he even get it? Because when he did the spell, he don't remember who he is anymore.
Word. So I don't know. That's weird. I don't know.
So who's gonna get it? I mean, there's only two people that could get it. It could be either Flash Thompson, or it could be like the usual suspects. Right now at this point, like who really knows? But I feel like I don't know. For me, like right now, making Tom Holland Black Spider-Man right now at this stage, like I mean that's something that they could have did for part 2.
Yeah.
That would have been more cooler.
Yeah.
But if there's no Eddie Brock, I don't really care for Venom. You know what I mean? Like so.
Same. That's what I was trying to get at.
You need an Eddie Brock to make the whole thing work. Like I don't know that I like the idea of Flash Thompson being Venom. Unless they do the Eddie Brock story archetype with Flash Thompson instead of Eddie Brock. I guess that could work.
Yeah. Most likely, that's probably something they're gonna do though, since Eddie seems like he's not gonna be in it.
He's gotta be in it. Like I'm pretty sure he's gonna be in it.
Unless they do it like the Eddie Brock from the MCU, right? Like a variant that looks different, or still played by Tom Hardy. Like the symbiote finds him. I don't know. It could go anyway.
He's gonna be in it. There's no if he's not in it, Tom Holland goes to the Sonyverse. Like he has to be in it. Like one of those guys.
They gotta come across each other particularly. It can't just be like a write-off. It can't.
No. I think that's too big of a property for Sony right now. Like Venom, like people, like despite what everybody says about it's a dumpster fire, is that people really like Tom Hardy as Venom. They might not like the movie, but they like Tom Hardy as Venom. So he gotta be in there at some point.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'll ask you. You had a favorite scene?
Yeah. When there was, I like the interaction between the three when they was on the bridge.
Okay.
And then there was one part where they were like, "Oh, we gotta coordinate," and then Tom Holland takes charge.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean to brag, but
yeah, I will.
I was in the Avengers.
Yeah, I was in the
And then they're
Avengers.
like, "What's that?
Word.
What is that?" And they're like, "Thor?" Aren't they like, "Nah, bro. Like, we don't know what that is."
Yeah, you was in a band, like they.
Yeah. And I like that because shows that like the MCU is this
It was different. Yeah, it's
its own thing
yeah.
entirely.
Like they didn't go on and say, "Oh yeah, I had an Iron Man in my universe." Like it was like
Yeah.
they even had different villains. Yeah,
I thought they were gonna do that.
yeah, I feel you.
That's the thing. So, and that was cool that they still respected the
People's original storylines
yeah
and their worlds.
So, yeah. Sam Raimi's stuff, and then I know the director Andrew Garfield.
But Mark Webb.
But I don't Mark whoever. I only saw the first Andrew Garfield one with the lizard.
Yeah.
And that was it. What was your favorite scene?
Honestly speaking, yeah, I liked when all three Spider-Men was fighting together and stuff. That was dope to me. But it had to be when Tom Holland fought Green Goblin at the end, the very last fight. That fight to me was brutal, and it was like it showed Tom fight in a way that he never was shown fighting before. You feel me? Like he was really going for it. You feel me? I don't know. It was good, and he pulled out some good moves too. That was fire. I was like, all right, cool. That's cool.
You know what is weird about this movie? Like how inconsistent the spider senses were.
Oh yeah.
Like I thought
It seemed premature.
It was on and off because at one moment it worked when they were all in the room together, and then Green Goblin was about to go off. They stopped him.
Right.
Then the next minute, Aunt May gets hit with the glider,
Word.
and then his spider sense didn't go off there. And then there was one towards the end where it was Toby, Tom, and Green Goblin, and then Toby got, and none of their spider senses went
Oh
off.
yeah, when he got stabbed at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's like we got to be consistent with the spider sense. Like, how does it work?
Yeah. What's the exact?
Establish? Like,
That's true.
Because in the comic, the spider sense works in a sense. The spider sense works where it's like if you don't anticipate the attack and he's in the middle of a fight, the spider sense is not gonna work. If you don't feel like he's in imminent danger, it's not gonna work.
Right. I heard that though.
So if there's a dude that's really stealthy, like a ninja or some shit,
He's not gonna
know.
Yeah. Like Hawkeye. Like Ronin,
So-
I should say.
Yeah. Like Craven. Craven's like kind of stealthy.
Okay.
There's no way go ahead and slip it, but in this one, it just seems up and down. Like they just write it like really weird because I felt like Matt Murdock when the brick went through the window and Matt Murdock caught it. I felt like Tom Holland should have caught that before Matt Murdock did.
No, but he was sitting in front of him though. So like you do get to catch it before me, even if I see it before you. I see what you mean though, but he was sitting in front of him though, so like in his defense.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the spider sense is like.
Cause it seemed like they reacted at the same time, like they both like went for it, but it just seemed like he was in front of it, and honestly speaking, that was plot armor, right? That was just to show you that this is Matt Murdock. I mean that Matt Murdock might be somebody else, Daredevil, more or less, right? That was to show that to not us, to show that to Tom and them though. That's what that was like.
Yeah, but when is like now this is we gotta branch off here. Like where does Daredevil fit in all of this?
In this realm.
Yeah.
Moving
Where
forward?
does Daredevil fit?
All right, I think where we could fit Daredevil moving forward now is he just recently got his powers also, and it hasn't been long. It's been definitely after everybody came back from the snap. That's how I would put it. And then he's just been doing groundwork, right? And we haven't heard about it yet because the world is still figuring everything out, you know. And he's discreet. He's one of those. He's like a vigilante like that, right? So that's what I think. I think you just fit him in like that. And storyline wise, like that was just like placement, like a visual, like storyline wise. Like I think you could just easily fit him in now with this whole wherever this Hawkeye thing is going.
Yeah, I like Daredevil in the MCU. I like Kingpin in the MCU. I don't know why they would. I feel like Kingpin is such like a good character, that I'm a little concerned that he might get watered down, that Daredevil might get watered down, but there's a lot of exciting storylines that I feel like Kingpin could be a part of in the MCU.
Yeah.
That can have like a great effect on. So, for example, in the comic book right now, Kingpin is the mayor of New York City.
Yeah.
And he just put a no superhero rule. So if you in New York City, you can't operate in New York City.
Right.
Like, if you're a superhero in New York City, you can't operate.
That's
like,
it. There's no fly zone. Yeah, there's no fly zone.
Yeah. So I feel like that would be a great storyline to have in the MCU.
Yeah.
And then I would also feel like Daredevil would be not like a major player in the MCU, but he could show up in Captain America 3 or...
Honestly, I think he is going to be a major player going forward.
I don't know.
You know why? Because he's one of Kevin Feige's favorites, personally.
Yeah, he's my favorite too.
Like, think about it, he's a lot of people's favorites. Like, when we was doing our top 10 iconic lists, I'm the one that brought him up. I was like, not iconic though. I'm like, yeah.
Not many people really.
I know,
like
there's
him.
so many people we can fit in that list, but I'm just saying though, like I'm aware, I like Daredevil. But I think also, we were speaking about it a couple weeks back that it was reported that he's gonna be in 4 MCU projects. So a solo project and then 3 other MCU projects, whether it's series or movies. And that goes to tell you a lot.
He was already in 1, right?
Who, Daredevil?
Yeah, he was already in Spider-Man.
Well, you can count that. You can count that. Yeah, you can count that.
You got 3 left, so he's gonna have his own, so he's gonna be in 2 more.
Yeah.
So he could be in Moon Knight, or he could be in Blade.
Those are both good. I wouldn't mind him being in none of those. I wouldn't mind. But honestly speaking, I'd rather him. See, I don't know. Y'all need to put him in something. See, Echo shit is coming out, so I know for sure he's gonna be in that Echo shit. He has to be, bro. Cause that's gonna be because of Kingpin. That whole Kingpin is gonna be in that show more than he is.
Echo?
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I think for sure he's gonna be in the Echo joint, heavy. Oh, by the way, there's rumors that he's gonna be inside of She-Hulk, because they're both lawyers.
Yeah.
I forgot I heard that.
That's got, like,
you gotta do that. That's
She-Hulk.
That's stuff that people always, like oh wow, imagine. You have to do that.
That has to happen.
Yeah, I'm with that.
That's a no-brainer. Like, she would be in there. But I heard it in She-Hulk, she's gonna break the 4th wall. Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
that's cool to me. I mean, I'm not too big when people break the 4th wall, but it depends how you do it, because it could come off as like corny a little bit. But
no, I agree. I remember when I was reading an article, everybody was like, "Oh, what's this dude? Deadpool did this first," and I'm like, "No, he did not. Unfortunately, like She-Hulk kind of was doing that in the 80s. So, I mean, I hope they don't do too much of it, because I'm not really a huge fan of 4th wall breaking. But it could work, just depending on how they do it.
I agree.
But I do like the Moon Knight series, and I'm wondering if they're gonna introduce Werewolf by Night.
Okay, I don't even know what's that, but it sounds good.
So Werewolf by Night is a comic. I never really read it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really care for Werewolf by Night.
Okay.
But that was the first appearance of Moon Knight.
Okay.
So Moon Knight appeared in Werewolf by Night, and Moon Knight fought the werewolf.
Oh.
And that's where he first appeared.
Alright.
So we could see Werewolf by Night.
In Moon Knight.
And also, Blade also appears in Werewolf by Night and Moon Knight.
So we can see all 3 of them possibly in all 3.
All
Both
three
of those. Yeah,
Yeah,
Blade or Moon Knight, not because Wolf ain't gonna get nothing as far as his own series now.
There's rumors that he is, but nobody really cares too much. No one really knows Werewolf by Night.
Okay.
Like, that's kind of like comic book, like hardcore comic book heads. Like they really, people are really into it. Werewolf by Night, but I'm not a huge fan of Werewolf by
I wonder which one, if that's gonna come out first out of like the new shows that's coming out on Disney Plus for the new year.
But
Cause they didn't announce what's coming out next after Hawkeye finishes. You feel me?
I'm pretty sure.
But it's either She-Hulk, Moon Knight, or Miss Marvel. Cause those were the next shows that they already had like teased. You know.
Moon Knight is probably gonna come out first.
If I had to bet on one, I think She-Hulk. I don't know why, but
They already got a trailer for Moon Knight.
well, they had teasers for all of those. Remember that it was like 10 seconds, 15 seconds each. They wasn't really, but Moon Knight. Yeah, they didn't have nothing, but all three of them literally had it though. Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. But nonetheless,
I would assume Moon Knight because they gotta introduce Blade first since his movie's coming out like soonish.
yeah, definitely. I believe his movie's coming out next year. It has to.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be the final movie of this phase, right?
Well, I'm not sure, cause this phase, they didn't say when the phase ends. They just keep saying what new movies that's coming out for it. You know what I mean? But I don't. But I don't think this phase is, since the way they coming out so much stuff for it. I don't think this phase is gonna last too long. I think maybe 3 years tops. So.
Yeah, my friend was telling me I don't really watch any of the Disney Plus shows, but my friend he was watching Hawkeye and he said Franklin Richards was in it. And Franklin Richards is the son of
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards. Yeah.
Really? I gotta go back and see it. I'm gonna watch tonight because that's.
Yeah, my friend was.
He didn't say where.
No. I don't watch Hawkeye. Like
Yo, bro, I was gonna bring that up to you a little while ago. I know you don't watch Hawkeye, but I think you would deadass enjoy that one out of all of them. Honestly speaking.
I was reading the Kate Bishop comic and it was pretty alright. The new one that came out, but.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't know, bro. Like I can't.
This seems different. This one has a different vibe to all the other ones that came out. Like this one's
something about Hawkeye. He just looks so fucking lame, bro.
Nah, but this is gonna give you a different insight on him. I promise.
It probably might. I should probably see it, but there's just something about Hawkeye. Like I can't take that.
And I guess that's why they gave him a show and not a movie, so he could show more. You know, because it's really like. I ain't gonna lie, out of everybody that I speak to about it, everyone is loving this one the most out of every show that came out for them. And it's kind of surprising to me because I didn't see that coming, honestly. I didn't think the show was going to be too good.
Maybe he's more street level.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So it's more grounded and more mature, if I shall say. Like, you know.
I heard he was scared of Kingpin.
No, he kind of is. And it gives, but the way they show him get busy, though, in the shit, you would be like, yo, if he's scared of Kingpin then, and he just did everything he just did, wow, I wonder how good Kingpin is then. So it gives you a good sense of, because he shows out in his show, bro. Like, Hawkeye really, I think this is the most Hawkeye he ever been out of anything, bro. Like, they show him using his arrows better than any time. They show more trick arrows than they ever showed. They show his actual, like, his hand-to-hand combat, how good he is, period. Like, they show why he was an Avenger without powers, honestly, if I had to say. It's really good. It's really, really good. Like, and there's a lot of crime in it. It's based around a lot of crime. It's not just like superhero with superhero. It's none of that. It's like crime, you know?
I guess I would have to watch it. Maybe I'd like it. So I want to shift the focus a second. There's a lot of DC stuff that happened that people kind of like ignored. All this.
I had a DC segment, I think, last week. I talked about a couple DC stuff. I think I uploaded the video today, but yeah, go ahead.
So we got Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, he's moving to 2023, and it's not going to be on HBO. They're moving into the big screen.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty neat. You know, that was dope.
Yeah, that's mad dope.
And he'll be like the first Hispanic superhero with his on the big screen.
Well, it depends how you mean with his own?
Yeah, with his own.
Alright, yeah. Then definitely.
Because I think America Chavez.
I was about to say that. I was gonna say America Chavez might be coming to the big screen before him.
No, she's
in May. No, yeah. She's in the trailer. But I'm saying, but that comes out in May. So I don't know when Blue Beetle comes out though. Like, you know. But you said 2023 anyway, so it's over.
Yeah, but I don't think she's gonna get her own movie until after.
No, of course she's never gonna get her own movie.
You don't think so?
Never. She's never gonna. I like her a lot. That's what's funny. But she's never gonna get over. You know why? Because there's too many young people coming out, and only way she gets her own movie, and I will have to eat my words, is if she's a super success to the public. Like if the fans really like grasp to her. Think about it. They didn't even give Wanda her own movie. They gave her a show after, and not even it was because of WandaVision, right? Like her Vision and.
Yeah, but you know how it is these days, bro. Like they really trying to push that diversity.
Of course, that could be a thing. You're right. That could be a thing.
They get like a young.
I didn't think about that.
A young Puerto Rican teenage girl, her own
movie.
Shit. And honestly, like she looks like honestly she looks like some chick, high school chick from Spanish Harlem.
Yeah. She does. She does. She's like from like 106 or something. Yeah.
She be on every episode of 106 and Park like that, and see her in front of TRL in front of the building or some shit.
That's a fact.
Like, so I could see, girls from Harlem, like the Bronx, whatever. I could see them really like fucking with America Chavez because she looked like.
And she's cool. She got good powers. She got cool ass powers.
And you know what? I have like a bunch of America Chavez comics, but I only bought it just because I knew the movie was coming out.
Oh.
At some point.
Niggas trying to be up one. I feel you. Nah, but I used to watch her in the cartoon, and in the Avengers cartoon.
She was in a cartoon.
Yeah, the Avengers cartoon, the Avengers Assemble cartoon. It lasted a couple seasons, and then after the seasons ended, what they did was they started doing little spin-offs of like short films, and then America Chavez had got her own one, and then she was in a couple other episodes because they were showing like Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl is her own movie.
Yeah, they were showing Falcon, but they was calling Captain Falcon. But the younger Captain Falcon, the one that's Avery Bradley, I believe. Avery Bradley.
Is it Avery Bradley?
Yeah.
I'm more. Listen.
Well, his nephew. Well, not the old guy, his nephew, right? The one that was in the show. But yeah, Patriot. Sorry, that's what it is. Patriot.
The Patriot.
Yeah, they had him in it. They had like a whole bunch of young, like real young people, like people I didn't even know of. Like like some guy that had like fire powers, and I'm like. Who's he? He's not Human Torch, like, yeah. But it was good though, like.
You know who is there's a lot of characters that they bringing out that I don't really know the powers of. Listen, man, there's so many obscure characters that I get in their own fucking shows now and their own movies now, and I'm like,
you're like, Rory, what's going on?
What is it like with all these people? And I think right now, like. Even when it comes to like comics in general, like there's so many people getting their own shows, and we don't really know like really like this dude or.
But you know what I think it is also? It has like slightly to do with it, with at least with movies and with the MCU and stuff like that. Like Eternals, that wasn't really part of their plan. It was the person that did the movie, like directed it or whatever, like that wrote it. Sorry, the writers. They pitched that story for a movie to the MCU, to Marvel Studios. And then they was like, yo, they blew them away. They said it was their best ever meeting for a pitch meeting. And it was like, yo, we gotta do this movie. And so I think it falls into stuff like that. So like, if I hire you as a writer, I'll be like, listen, these are the characters you can't use. So whoever else you want to use, do your research, that's on you, come back to me with a story. I think that's kind of what happens. So people be like, damn, I can't use the obvious people. And then you look at what you got, and you be like, you know what? This sounds cool. I could make something great out of this.
Okay? I thought the Eternals.
I enjoyed it a lot, but I'm a sci-fi person. But after watching Shang-Chi again, it made me realize how good Shang-Chi was and how much better Eternals could have been. And then especially after watching No Way Home, it made me just realize definitely how much better Eternals could have been.
Even with the plot holes.
Yeah.
Even the plot holes, No Way Home was a great movie.
Yeah, that shit was like, for me, it was top. It became, I think it's top 2 for me. I have to let some time go by so I can see where it really lands at.
Oh, so you can take out the recency bias.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm still off of my hiatus. Like now, hiatus my recent highs, but I let some time go by. But for right now, as far as right now, it's already like seeming like it's number 2. You know what I mean? It's seeming like it's number 2. Infinity War is my number 1 superhero movie, but for me, it's seeming like it's number 2. They really executed it well. It was great. It was fan service dramatically. It was crazy.
I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's my number one.
Ever?
No, yeah. Well, no.
Ever? All superhero
Ever?
movies?
Ever? That's hard.
It is hard because Dark Knight is up there. I believe Dark Knight is like 4th or 5th, probably 5th.
I think Dark Knight would probably be one. The one with Heath Ledger, then
That's what I'm talking about. One with Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy would be 2, and then probably The Crow would be 3, and then it'll be Spider-Man 2004 with Doc Ock, then No Way Home, and then number 6 would probably be Shazam or something like that. Because I thought Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam was a gem. That was a gem.
Yeah.
Diamond in the rough.
It really was though. I wasn't expecting.
Me neither. I watched it like, and I was like, oh, this is really good.
I like Black Adam. I think that's gonna look like a.
Word, I was talking about it on my last segment. I popped up even his cause they had some set photos. I had popped those up and everything, and if y'all ain't check that out, check it out on my last segment. I think it was episode 89. But yeah, the Jane was mad good, bro. The Jane, he looks good as Black Adam. That's what I mean. Not that they didn't show us nothing yet. Actually, that little teaser looked really good when they just when he electrocuted homie to a skeleton and broke his head off. That was crazy.
Yeah, he's looking like he's gonna be like stronger than the regular Shazam.
Yeah, that's good though, because he's kind of like that. Black Adam's crazy.
I'm wondering how he's gonna do that. Also, you know what was crazy? Like, I read an article, and then like this is why like sometimes like I feel sorry for DC because like the high for Spider-Man is just so crazy. Where Ben Affleck was on the Tonight Show, and then he was talking to Jimmy Fallon, and they were talking about the movie, and then he was like, "Oh, like who you saw? Like who'd you see? Like, did you see any of the Batman co-stars?" Like, nah, I didn't see anybody. Like, I just filmed my parts with the Flash, and then I left.
Oh, okay.
In the comments, and everybody was like, "Oh, like this is why Marvel's better. This is why the MCU is better." And I'm like, that's
not a reason.
The Batman and Flashpoint, they never team up.
Yeah, they're not. They're gonna be at different points of the movie. Well, from what we know, we don't know nothing yet.
They could team up. Who knows? And maybe that.
It's funny though because Michael Keaton said the same thing when he was on the talk show. He was like that. He don't be seeing he just shot his parts. He didn't I don't know if anybody else. They asked him if George Clooney's in it. He's like, nigga, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but it would be crazy if George Clooney's in it.
It would. They should now. If they just see anything, take any out of Marvel, they should just put everybody that they ever had and make it work.
I agree. Fuck it. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, why not? Fan service.
1989.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah, and honestly, like, what makes me think that they're gonna put Batman 1989 in it is because Danny DeVito originally he wrote a comic for DC based on the continuation of Batman 1989.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He wrote a short story.
Yeah, but it's confirmed that he's in it though. It's not like it's not like there's interviews of him talking about it. That's what I said. Like
he's in it. He's in the new movie.
Michael Keaton.
No, not Michael Keaton. Like I don't know if they're gonna have Danny DeVito reprise his role.
Oh, you meant Danny DeVito. I'm sorry. Miscommunication. Not the interview. No, I meant Michael Keaton's for sure gonna be in this movie.
So yeah, for sure. I think he's gonna be one of the focal points of the whole movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. I heard he's the one that makes Flash's Oh no, I'm sorry. Ben Affleck makes Flash's suit to go back in time, and then from then on, Flash teams up with 1989 Batman, which sounds believable.
I'm wondering who else he sees, because he has to travel from multiverse. So is he gonna see Val Kilmer?
Oh man.
Is he gonna see Adam West? Rest in peace.
If they learned anything, they should do that. Like I said, if they learned anything from what just happened with No Way Home, they have to do that. They even got to bring back Jack Nicholson. That's how they really blow people's minds. Bring back Jack Nicholson and have him somehow, even though he died, we just seen the dead people come back. You could do it, and it'll be nice if you do it. We need some DC fan service, honestly speaking.
Yeah, I think that's what I think they're gonna do that. Are we gonna see Thomas Wayne? Are we gonna see the Fog? the note to get back.
I don't think we
Ben
see.
Affleck.
I don't think we see Thomas Wayne, but I think they mention him.
I think they gotta put him in there.
They know they should, because that would be amazing. But I don't think they do. I think they just mention him.
They have, because that's the gut punch of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like
Now you gotta bring back Mr. Freeze and everybody, right? Like on the sorcery.
you got, Mr. Freeze, like
Uma Thurman, everybody.
to invoke that emotion that like No Way Home did,
Yeah.
that made you cry. You gotta put Thomas Wayne.
You gotta do all of that. You gotta do all of that.
Giving that note to fucking Barry Allen, that yo, take this note to my son.
And let that travel across the multiverse, the cosmos, right? Let that travel.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, you gotta have that scene. Like, if they don't put that scene in it, DC is forever failure to me. Like, I don't want, like, I don't want to hear it. If Thomas Wayne is not in it, I know that scene is not in it.
Yeah.
If Jeffrey K. Morgan is not in it,
And you be like, they wasted opportunities. Knowing WB would really do that. No, WB is like that, bro. They get me so upset. But let's see what happens, right? For real.
they do. But before we wrap it up,
Well, I was about to say my shit about to die soon, so it's just I was actually got to add anything.
well, so I'm hoping that the next few movies we get have something to do with Lobo.
Oh, that'd be good. Lobo.
I mean, they got to put Lobo in there now.
I like that. I like Lobo.
Lobo in Suicide Squad. Lobo in the next Superman. Lobo needs to be in it.
They need to have They need to, or maybe they put Lobo in the Black Superman movie.
Maybe, right?
Maybe.
Whatever.
At this point, you just need to give more of what y'all got hidden behind that DC wall they got. Cause it seems like they just focus on like this, like they're moving really slow. It seems like, right? Like you're giving us the characters we should have been got. I felt like.
Yeah, it's like 5-6 years ago.
Exactly.
But
Like,
I think James Gunn is gonna give us a Lobo.
yeah. It seems like they're gonna give him the keys to the ship.
But I think James Gunn is gonna. If anybody brings in Lobo,
James
I
Gunn.
think it'll be James Gunn. James Gunn, a grifter, Lobo,
That type of people.
like vigilantes already looking like.
Yeah, that's his lane, so it makes sense. That'd be fire too. He bring all of them in that like grifter, everybody like a anti-Suicide Squad.
Lobo?
No, but picture they make like an anti-Suicide Squad to fight the Suicide Squad in the next Suicide Squad movie.
That'll be ridiculous. That'll kind of be like Kingpin's Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kingpin has his own superheroes
And
to
then
fight.
the Thunderbolts.
But it's Kingpin's Thunderbolts.
Oh, I see what you mean. All right.
Now,
Yeah.
Kingpin hired the supervillains
Mm-hmm.
to stop the heroes from.
Oh, all right. Now that you say that, that might be exactly what they're doing in the MCU then, bro. Because Kingpin, if you've seen Hawkeye, you will understand it. But there's somebody that's hiring people in the MCU, like the person that hired the new Captain America, that guy, that's U.S. agent, the girl Valentina, some shit like that. And it seems like she's assembled, because she hired Yelena. It seems like she's assembling the Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts. But it seems more like the Thunderbolts, though, the way they're going, because they just had Yelena in the Hawkeye. Spoilers for anybody that didn't see Hawkeye. They just had her in Hawkeye, like the last 2 episodes. And she, when she first appeared, though, her first moment, she had on like a Splinter Cell looking costume. It was all black with like the green laser dots, like the night visions. And that was basically her comic book accurate costume from when she's on the Thunderbolts.
Okay.
So to me, it makes me just connecting dots. I'm like, oh, they're doing the Thunderbolts for sure. Then they're doing the Thunderbolts,
Yeah. So right now, Kingpin, like in the comic, he's not even worried about like the superheroes. I mean, he's worried about the superheroes, but he got bigger shit to worry about because now he's fighting billionaires.
Yeah.
Like. So you know how like they say like the billionaire, the top 1% is the government.
Yeah.
But in Marvel right now,
Yeah.
And now he's taking on the elite billionaire people that control the world.
Yeah. He's really higher up in the ranks right now.
Yeah. So, but now the elite, they want Kingpin to be the president. And now Tony Stark is trying to get the one up on Kingpin, thinking like, all right, I'm gonna run for mayor so I can get him out.
Yeah. He's smart.
But he don't know
that Kingpin already got people under the wing. Everyone.
Yeah. So the top 1% want to make him president just cause.
So it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So now so it's gonna be interesting to see how they incorporate that into the MCU.
Yeah.
Because you got to put that sort of Kingpin has to be mayor at this point. And maybe that works into the MCU.
That'd be dope. It seems like it, yo. It seems like it because the person that hired Yelena also seems connected to Kate's mom, and Kate's mom is the one that hired Yelena for the very moment in the new Hawkeye shit. So she got hired twice by the same people. You feel me? It's seeming like it's by Kingpin. The way it's looking now, the way it's starting to unfold, it's seeming like the person she first got hired for is working for Kingpin also. It seems like everybody's underground is working for Kingpin now.
Yeah, so he's probably...
Yeah, it's looking like it's going that direction. Alright, that was a good one. I appreciate it. You put it up next weekend? We ain't doing it, but it's Saturday's Christmas, so we're not doing it that day. We're doing it on...
maybe Friday.
But we was gonna do it Sunday. But if it switches up, if it's better for people for Friday, I'll let you know. But most likely we'll do it Sunday. So Sunday's like everybody should chill there, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. Good looking for calling in. I appreciate it. You know.
Yo.
Till next time, right? Assemble time.
Yo.
All right. All right. For everybody. All right. So let's wrap this up. Today was a good experience. I feel like I didn't know what to expect. I was a little nervous to do the whole live thing. Not to be on live because I do this obviously. It feels like live, but it's just more like doing it alone and everything. And I just didn't know how the connections was gonna work, but relatively it went well. So thank everyone for tuning in this week 23 of Assemble Time. Smash that like button like I hope. Subscribe, turn your notifications on so you get every video throughout the week. You know, we will release multiple videos throughout the week, so turn your notifications on. I don't know why I did that, but word till next time. Assemble Time. It's about that time. Assemble and talk. No cap. It's a civil war. You thinking you worthy? You feeling like door. Smash that like button like hope. Yeah.